Anna stood on the icy sidewalk holding 2 worn bags while the landlord locked the door behind her. The sound of the lock closing felt louder than the winter wind around her. Snow rested on the roofs of nearby houses where warm lights glowed behind curtains. Those homes smelled of food, laughter, and safety, which were things Anna could no longer offer. Her small son Leo held her coat tightly and looked up at her face. He did not fully understand what eviction meant, but he understood fear. Anna bent down and promised him that everything would be okay, even though her voice shook. She believed a mother had to sound strong even when her heart was tired. They walked to the old car parked near the street with frost covering the windows. Anna placed the bags in the back and helped Leo climb into his seat. The engine started after a few weak attempts and the sound felt like a small miracle. She drove away without looking back because there was nothing left to see. Anna drove through streets filled with holiday decorations that made her chest ache. Every store window showed trees, gifts, and happy families. She remembered the years when she had tried to make Christmas feel special with simple things. This year she had nothing but time, fear, and a sleeping child beside her. The gaslight turned on as the road became quieter and darker. Anna whispered a small prayer even though she was not sure who was listening. She turned onto a narrow country road hoping to find a place to rest for the night. Snow began to fall gently, covering the tire tracks behind her. The road led through empty farmland where broken fences stood like tired guards. That was when she saw it rising out of the snow like a shadow. An old grain silo stood alone near the edge of a frozen field. It looked forgotten but strong, as if it had refused to fall even when everything else did. Anna parked the car near the fence and stepped out into the cold. The wind carried a deep silence that made the place feel untouched. She walked closer and noticed a small side door slightly open. Rust covered the hinges, but the structure felt solid and safe. She went back for Leo and carried him inside. The air was dry and still with no sign of animals or people. The curved walls made the space feel protective, like a quiet shelter. Anna spread blankets from the car and laid Leo down gently. Leo opened his eyes and asked if they were camping. Anna smiled and said yes, just for tonight. He asked if Santa could find them in such a strange place. She said Santa always knows where brave kids are. Leo closed his eyes again, trusting her words completely. Anna sat beside him, listening to his calm breathing. For the first time that night she allowed herself to breathe too. The silo felt oddly peaceful, as if it had been waiting for them. As her eyes adjusted to the dim light, she noticed the center of the floor. The concrete there looked smoother than the rest. Dust barely touched it, like someone had cleaned it often long ago. A metal ring sat flat in the middle, almost hidden. Curiosity stirred inside Anna stronger than fear. She brushed the dust away with her sleeve. The metal felt cold and heavy under her fingers. This was not part of a normal grain silo floor. She stood slowly, her heart beating faster. The ring was attached to a thick round plate sealed tightly. Someone had built this with care and effort. It was meant to protect something important. Anna thought of turning away, but something stopped her. Life had pushed her into this place for a reason she could not explain. She searched around and found an old iron bar near the wall. Using all her strength she pulled on the ring. The plate moved slightly with a deep, echoing sound. Cold air rose from below, carrying the smell of metal and age. A narrow staircase appeared, leading into darkness. Anna stepped back, her mind racing with questions. She looked at Leo sleeping peacefully, unaware of the discovery. Fear and hope mixed inside her chest. Whatever was below could change everything for better or worse. She decided to wait until morning before going down. Anna closed the plate carefully and covered it with dust again. She sat beside Leo, holding him close. Outside, snow continued to fall, covering the world in white. Inside the silent silo, a hidden secret waited quietly beneath the floor. Anna did not know that this place would change her life forever. She only knew that for the first time in months she felt guided, not lost. The cold night passed slowly as dreams of safety and answers filled her mind. Christmas was coming and fate had already begun its work. Morning light entered the grain silo through small cracks near the roof and touched Anna's face. She woke slowly, unsure where she was before memories returned all at once. The cold floor beneath her and the curved metal walls reminded her that life had changed again. Leo still slept beside her, holding the edge of her coat like a lifeline. Anna stood carefully and stretched her stiff legs. Her breath made small clouds in the cool air. Outside the snow had stopped and the world looked clean and quiet. For a moment the silence felt kind instead of cruel. She checked the car and saw that the gas was almost gone. There was no phone signal and no houses nearby. Leaving was not an option, at least not yet. The silo was their shelter and their only chance. Her eyes moved again to the center of the floor. The memory of the hidden plate returned like a whisper. She felt fear but also a strange pull. Something important waited below and she could feel it. Leo woke up, rubbing his eyes and asking for breakfast. Anna gave him the last granola bar from her bag. She told him to stay close and not touch anything. He nodded, trusting her without questions. Anna uncovered the metal plate again, brushing away the dust slowly. The ring waited exactly where she left it. She took a deep breath and pulled harder this time. The plate opened with a heavy sound, revealing the dark stairs again. She used her phone light to look down. The stairs were metal, strong and well built. They went deeper than she expected. This was not something made by accident. Anna locked the plate open and held Leo's hand. She told him to stay behind her and be quiet. Step by step they moved downward. The air grew cooler but cleaner. At the bottom they reached a wide circular chamber. The walls were smooth and reinforced. Soft lights turned on suddenly, filling the room with a warm glow. Anna gasped, holding Leo close. The chamber looked untouched by time. Large metal cases lined the walls neatly. There were screens, control panels, and sealed doors. Nothing looked broken or abandoned. Leo whispered that it looked like a secret place. Anna nodded, unable to speak for a moment. Her heart beat fast with fear and wonder. This place was not meant for ordinary people. She walked slowly toward the nearest metal case. A label was fixed on it with clear writing. It spoke of storage, security, and long-term protection. Anna did not understand everything, but she understood value. She opened one case carefully. Inside were stacks of sealed packages. They were organized, marked, and protected. She realized these were not tools or supplies. Another case revealed the truth clearly. It held financial record certificates and secured assets. The numbers written made her dizzy. The total value was beyond imagination. Anna stepped back, shaking her head. This was not possible for someone like her. She felt small, standing in the center of something so big. Questions filled her mind faster than answers. Who built this place and why hide it here? Why was it left unguarded? Why did fate bring her here on that night? None of it made sense. Leo asked if they were rich now. Anna knelt beside him and said she did not know. She explained that money was not the most important thing. But even as she spoke, she felt hope rising. She searched the chamber further and found a locked console. A screen lit up, asking for verification. There was a name displayed along with old records. It showed ownership tied to land and inheritance laws. Anna realized the land around the silo had changed hands many times. Records showed unpaid taxes and forgotten ownership. The system recognized her presence through recent land registration changes. The eviction had forced her name into new records unknowingly. The chamber now recognized her as the legal holder. She sat down in shock, unable to process it all. This place legally belonged to her. The hidden chamber and everything inside was now tied to her name. Tears filled her eyes, not from greed, but relief. Years of fear, struggle, and humiliation pressed out of her chest. For the first time she felt chosen, not punished. Life had not abandoned her after all. She closed the cases carefully and guided Leo back upstairs. She covered the plate again, sealing the chamber below. The silo looked the same as before from the outside. But everything had changed forever. Anna knew she had to be careful and quiet. This secret was powerful and dangerous if known too soon. She planned her next steps slowly and wisely. She would protect her son above all else. That night she held Leo close and watched the stars through the silo cracks. She did not sleep much, but her fear had softened. Hope had entered her heart silently. The old grain silo was no longer just shelter but destiny. The next morning arrived quietly with pale light slipping through the metal cracks of the silo. Anna woke before Leo and sat still listening to the wind outside. Her mind replayed everything she had seen in the hidden chamber below. The truth felt heavy like a secret too large to hold alone. She watched Leo sleep peacefully and felt strength return to her chest. Whatever happened next had to protect him first. Money meant nothing if it brought danger into his life. Anna promised herself she would move slowly and wisely. She packed their few belongings and cleaned the silo floor carefully. No sign of the hidden plate remained. The place looked empty and forgotten again. Anyone passing by would see nothing special. Anna decided she needed answers, not excitement. She drove the car slowly toward the nearest town, using the last fuel carefully. Leo asked where they were going, and she said to find help. He smiled, trusting her again. In town, Anna visited the small public library. It was warm, quiet, and safe. She let Leo read picture books while she searched old land records. Hours passed as she studied dusty files and digital archives. She learned the land once belonged to a private agricultural company. The company collapsed decades ago under legal trouble. Assets were hidden and ownership became unclear. The silo had slipped through the cracks of history. Anna also found news about investors who vanished suddenly. Large funds were never recovered. The trail ended near this exact region. Her hands trembled as pieces connected. She realized the chamber was built to hide wealth from collapse. Those who created it never returned. Time erased their names but not their fortune. The system had waited silently for a legal owner. Anna left the library with more understanding and more fear. She knew powerful people once cared about what lay beneath the silo. Even if they were gone, others might search for it again. She needed to stay invisible. Back at the silo, she planned carefully. She contacted a local shelter using a borrowed phone. She did not mention money or secrets. She only asked for temporary housing help. Within days, Anna and Leo moved into a small clean room provided by the shelter. It was modest but safe. Leo laughed again and slept better. Anna felt grateful for simple stability. At night, she returned alone to the silo. She checked the entrance and listened for sounds. Everything remained untouched. The secret stayed silent. Anna began studying finance law and inheritance rules online. She learned slowly with patience. She discovered safe ways to verify ownership without drawing attention. The process would take time, but she had time now. Weeks passed and winter deepened. Anna found part-time work nearby using her usual skills. She acted like nothing had changed. No one suspected the truth behind her calm eyes. One evening a stranger appeared near the silo fence. Anna watched from a distance, holding her breath. The man walked around briefly, then left. Fear returned sharp and sudden. She knew she could not wait forever. The longer the secret stayed hidden, the greater the risk. She decided to involve professionals quietly. Not lawyers who asked questions, but trustees bound by silence. Anna contacted a private financial trust service under a false modest inquiry. She asked careful questions without revealing locations. Their answers confirmed her path forward. Protection and anonymity were possible. She returned to the chamber once more. The lights turned on, as before, recognizing her presence. She stood in the center, feeling smaller yet stronger. This place responded only to her now. Anna began transferring control step by step into protected systems. She moved slowly, dividing assets into safe layers. No single move revealed the whole truth. The chamber remained the core but not the center anymore. She closed the cases carefully each time. The chamber felt less like a burden and more like a tool. She was no longer afraid of it. She was afraid of misusing it. As Christmas approached, Anna decorated the shelter room with paper stars. Leo helped proudly. He asked if this was the best Christmas ever. Anna smiled and said it was the start of better ones. She looked out the window at falling snow. The world had not changed around her. But inside her, everything was different. She was no longer running. The secret of the grain silo remained buried. But Anna was ready for the day it would finally be revealed safely. Hope had replaced fear. The future waited quietly just like the chamber once had. Spring arrived quietly, melting the snow around the old grain silo. The fields turned soft green and birds returned to the fence lines. Anna stood at a distance watching the place that had changed her life. It looked the same as always, silent and forgotten. Months had passed since that night before Christmas. Anna and Leo now lived in a small clean apartment near the town school. It was not large, but it was warm and filled with light. Leo laughed often and talked about friends and dreams. Anna worked steady hours and kept her routine simple. No one suspected anything unusual about her life. She dressed plainly and spoke kindly and listened more than she talked. Her calm was a shield she wore carefully. Behind the scenes, her patience had paid off. The protected trust was now fully active. Ownership was verified through quiet legal channels. The assets were secured and divided responsibly. Anna chose not to touch most of it. She believed sudden wealth could break fragile lives. Instead, she planned slowly with purpose and care. Her first goal was stability, not luxury. She paid off small debts anonymously. She secured education savings for Leo. She donated quietly to shelters like the one that helped them. No name was attached to the help. The grain silo chamber remained sealed and untouched. Its purpose had shifted from temptation to safeguard. Anna visited it only once more to confirm security. Then she let it rest. One evening, Leo asked if they would ever move far away. Anna told him they could go anywhere someday. She said home was not a place but safety. Leo nodded and said he felt safe now. That night, Anna cried softly alone. Not from pain but release. Years of struggle had finally loosened their grip. She felt proud, not rich. The town slowly grew around them. New shops opened and roads improved. Anna invested quietly in local growth projects. Jobs appeared and lives improved without knowing why. People spoke of luck and timing. Anna understood it as responsibility. She believed gifts were meant to be carried gently. Power meant nothing without restraint. One afternoon she drove past the old silo again. The fence was still broken and weeds grew tall. No sign marked its importance. That was exactly how she wanted it. Leo waved at it and called it the old tower. He said it looked lonely. Anna smiled and said it had done its job. Some places are meant to be quiet. Years later, Leo stood taller and wiser. He remembered the night in the silo as an adventure. Anna remembered it as a turning point. Both memories were true. Anna taught Leo the value of patience. She taught him that kindness could be powerful. She taught him that survival could become purpose. Those lessons mattered more than money. The secret of the core chamber never surfaced publicly. No headlines were written and no crowds gathered. The fortune moved like water into many lives. Its source stayed hidden. Anna often thought about fate. She believed life tested people not to punish but to shape them. She had been broken, then rebuilt stronger. She carried that strength forward. On one quiet morning, Anna stood by the window watching Leo leave for school. Sunlight filled the room and warmed her face. She felt peace settle deep inside her. The past no longer chased her. The grain silo remained where it was standing through seasons and years. Its secret slept safely beneath the earth. It waited not for discovery, but for rest. And that was enough.